Hey guys, welcome back. Sorry for the delay in the video. I had a few days off, as you know, and then I just had a crappy kind of trading time at the minute. My emotions are getting involved too much, so I'm not actually seeing the market for what it's giving me. My emotions cloud my vision. So obviously, those of you know, you kind of, if you're in the process now of learning it, it's not all straightforward. That's why like 95% of people can't go through with it because of the emotions. And this is my worst thing, is my discipline. Like, I end up straying quite a bit. I have a good strategy, a really good strategy that works. But when my brain tells me something else and greed kicks in, it just goes all goes in the bin. So it's not great at the minute, but it's just a low. You always come back from a low. There's only one way up. So, but yeah, on today's episode, I'm going to show you, I found a perfect trade. So it's annoying because obviously if my head was in the right space, I'd have seen this trade before it happened and I could have got in. And it turned out to be, well, there was two entries, which I'll show you. I've not looked at the second one properly, but I'll show you the first one. The first one can give you 19R with a 3 pip stop loss. So hopefully you can all see this chart. Now, we're on the hourly. This is Euro USD. So right, we'll just stay on the hourly for now. So let's zoom out. Right, so focus. So we've got obviously the swing high is that. Oh, my magnet's on, so it might look a bit iffy. My swing low is that. And obviously we've got on the hourly, let me zoom in. Something in my bloody eye. But yeah. So before this big impulse here, we had this nice demand area. So this is the sell to buy. And as you can see, something's bugging me. Right, we've tapped into that. So it's going to be quite a quick video today, guys. It's dead straightforward. So you've got the swing low, you've got the swing high. So you're looking at this. If this swing low is strong, then we're looking at bouncing off it and obviously aiming towards these kind of highs. So it's come down to this area. Literally on the 27th, we're on, my date's not coming up, but this about a week ago, it tapped into this hourly demand. And let's just put demand on it. Right, so let's look down. We'll stay on the hourly. And obviously, as you can see, we're building loads of liquidity there. We did take a little bit there, but we've still built a lot of kind of stop losses level with this, because obviously the retail side of it are all selling. So they're all putting loads of stop losses here. So we want to kind of take that out if the market's showing us what we want. So we'll get rid of that line. And so we've tapped in to this big hourly demand area. We've tapped in, but we've not broke the high. So there's no need to do anything. The high from this point here was this point, which gets tapped eventually. But we actually swept. So you don't do anything at this point until it takes this high out. But then this little false high happens, but then it breaks the low. So that then becomes a new low, and then you want the high that pushed the low, the lowest point effectively, you want that to be broke. So this area did actually break. So we can drop down. We can leave that there, but it's you might hear dogs barking in the background. Just ignore it. Obviously, there's a dog walking by. But yeah, so let's escape this. Let's go on to the 10 minutes. So we've got these two areas. So I don't know. I assume you can all hear the dogs. I won't shout at them to be quiet because you lot will just hear it too loud. So right. So pretty much, guys, this point, that is the hourly. This red line is the hourly chock. So that's the hourly candles that push down to that. So there was like 3 or 4 hourly candles from this point that took some of these highs. So when you look at it, you can see a bit of a trend line there. That's liquidity. We take that liquidity. You've also got double top here. So there's liquidity being made kind of everywhere. So that's liquidity there. We took the liquidity, but then we took the bottom liquidity as well, even further into the demand zone. And then we had one big push up with the hourly, as you've seen it pushed past. So I'll do it, let me get my path, it might look a bit clearer. These charts can look messy because everyone does these straight lines and it never looks like that. But ironically, I'm going to turn this into straight lines. So that took the high and the low, and then this took the low and then the high. So then we want to kind of enter somewhere for this big push up. So the last push that actually broke the hourly, so this is the hourly line, the last push that actually broke that line, and this is the 10 minutes, so we've dropped down, we're on the two time frames, was this. So that candle was the lowest point before the break. You've got the extremes here, but obviously depending on your kind of confirmation, whether you want to wait for entry there, but that was the one that actually broke the structure. So firstly, you could put, let's see what, so you could put a buy limit there, 5 pips, brilliant, just below your order block. This is your demand block. So, and then you can aim really for the next kind of, the next supply area that you can see as partials, which would be this area. So you could aim for that as partials, or just take 9R, 9% potentially if you're risking 1% per trade. Nice messy hair again. But yeah, so that's one option. But if we drop down to the 1 minute, you could actually get a tighter entry. So let's remove that. Let's drop down to the 1 minute. Is it? Yeah. Where are we? We've lost it, guys. We've lost it. Where are we? The 1 minute. Right, here we go. Here we go. Right. So the 10 minute broke. That was the 10 minute area that actually broke the hourly chock, the hourly trend, if you like. So then you've got the extreme. You've got the extreme candle there, which was the first candle before this big impulse there. And as you can see, it has literally tapped it bang on. So you could risk it and just, obviously, when did this hit? This was when New York opened. So this impulse was just after New York open, and then a little later on the same day, New York open smashed it. So I don't really like to go lower than a 3 pip stop. If I'm going low, I mean, you are covering the lows there, and it's all clean. So that's wicked. That's what. There's no imbalance there. There's no imbalance there. So you could, if you wanted, you could go a little bit tighter. But with spreads and that, I wouldn't risk too tight. But for the sake of how I would personally play it, 3 pip stop loss, and then the same again. You can either aim to finish your profit at this point, or you can aim to take partials. If you're aiming for an overall kind of goal, then you zoom out to the 1 hour, and the best break is really that one there. But you've got this point here. There's actually imbalance, and obviously imbalance on a larger time frame is more reliable than on a shorter time frame. So you can aim for that, which is effectively pretty much bang on for 30R. And that 30R would hit in, and this is no bullshit, guys. This was last week. Obviously I didn't take this trade because my head has just been all over the place. But these are the type of trades that I'm looking for, and I noticed it's so easy. Yesterday I was just looking through the charts, through EU because that's the only one I trade. But it's in your face almost all the time. These trades are in your face. It's just sorting your emotions out, and obviously entries. They are the most important things. Like, you can have a strategy that works, but if your head's not in it and your entries aren't in it, what's the point? What's the point of having a strategy that works? So yeah, go to the hourly. Obviously, if you're a swing trader, you could aim for the highs. Oh, voice went there. You can aim for the highs, which would give you, what's that, 140R, but you might be waiting a while for that. So we were aiming for 30. Let's get it back down to 30. Right, and that's took to hit. I'm hoping some of you guys, you know, this is quite clear for you. Well, obviously hoping it's clear for everyone, and you can adapt it into your own style, your own plan, and you can see the market like I'm starting to see it myself. Obviously that's only a 3 pip stop loss, and it's still got a 30R. If you went tighter stop loss, yes, you would get more, but you've got the risk of your spread tapping you out. So there is that risk. But anyway, I'm always waffling on this channel. Mind you, they are videos. So that would have took 1 day, 1 hour and a half to hit 30R. And if you've got a 140k FTMO account, that's potentially, if you're risking 1% per trade, that's 42 grand in just over a day. There's not many jobs that give you 40, or at least give you the options to make 40 grand in 1 day. But I think, yeah, I can't wait to get trades more like this. Obviously, I'm still kind of near, I'm obviously learning, but I'm near the high kind of now. I've hit a bit of a low now, mind you, but I'm on the way up, so I'm hoping to get trades more refined and get entries and better RR. But anyway, let's get rid of that. Or let's just put it on the hourly. So there's your first entry. But don't worry if you missed that entry. I suppose we can actually leave it there. Right. So if you did miss that entry, don't worry, because the biggest push that pushed down there on the hourly actually got broke as well. And it got broke by this area mainly. So if you go and collectively do the 2 candles there, the the sell to buy zone, drag it across, look at that, perfect. So you can do the same on the hourly. You can either set, Ivorly? It's not even a word. Right, you could either set a buy limit there, cover your order block. I mean, that's quite a lot of stop. That's nearly 20 pips stop loss, which is fine. And then potentially just aim to take the high out, which is still a 3.8 on top of your 30 if you've got it. Or let's see if we can refine it. So let's go to the 10 minute. So we have got a little area there on the 10 minute. So we've whipped past that. And there is imbalance. Oh, there is quite a lot of imbalance there, so I probably wouldn't have got in there just yet. We did break this. Let's have a look. So if you do think you've missed out, we break that. Then we break the next. Yeah, that one breaks that as well. Let's have a look, see if we can get in there. No, we probably wouldn't have got in there, to be fair. Even if you did that, you'd just miss out. But yeah, so anyway, guys, if you did it on the hourly buy limit, that would have been probably better on that one, but you don't know this. It is what it is, trades. So zoom out, quick overview. We've marked our swing points, swing low, swing high, potentially the swing low if it reacts from our demand area properly. We drop down, we look at the last area that the hourly pushed into it, and it took the high, which was that point. Then we drop down to the 10 minute. This was this was such a nice trade as well. I'd have loved to have had my headspace correct, because this is almost the perfect trade for me. Almost the perfect trade. And I know a lot of people were trying to sell EU, but I do know a couple of traders that got in on this. But yeah, so the hourly got took out, dropped down to the 10-minute, mark the 10-minute, enter on the 1 minute. There you go, people. 30R in one day. Even on a small account, that could be hundreds of pounds, thousands of pounds. Bigger accounts, potentially millions. There is so much money in Forex that you've just got to go for it. But yeah, hope that's all good, guys. Hope it's clear enough for you. And yeah, I appreciate the support. If you give me a like and a follow, and even better, if you got in on this move or around this kind of area, give me a comment. I'd love to see everyone succeeding and you know, making money. You know, that's what it's all about. So yeah, give us a follow at The Rule of 7 Instagram, and I will catch you on the next one.